The Portslade Rich List. Billionaires and a playground to the rich may not be the first thing you think of when you say Portslade. But think again. Here are the top 5 from the Portslade Rich List. In 5th place is the Hall family. This wealthy dynasty can trace its Portslade roots from 1700 to 1910. The Halls owned 700 acres of land, along with many properties across Southwick, Portslade and Hangleton. They owned and lived in the magnificent Portslade House, an 11-bedroom Georgian mansion set in the landscape gardens and serviced by 5 servants. The Halls had their fingers in many pies, including banking, wine merchants and property development. We estimate their wealth to be approximately £18 million in today's value. At number 4 are the Muse Brothers. They purchased Portslade Brewery and several pubs in Portslade in 1884 for £24,000. That's just over £3 million in today's terms. Once established in their new booming brewery business, the brothers made 25 further property and land purchases across Portslade. They also owned 2 shops in Hove, from where they sold their prize-winning beer. And any self-respecting rich Victorian would want their own splendid homes. The Muse Brothers had 2 large mansions built, both still in Portslade today. Witchcote, near the Old Village, and Loxdale House, close to St Nicholas School, have a combined modern value of about £4 million. We estimate the Muse Brothers' net worth today to be around £19 million. Number 3 on the Portslade Rich List, and perhaps the most generous person, is Hannah Brackenbury. Miss Brackenbury inherited a vast fortune from her family in the 1860s. As the only surviving member of the family line, plus unmarried with no children, she set about donating her money to good causes. It is estimated during her life she gave away in excess of £13 million in today's terms. This included building a college at Oxford University and paying student scholarships in medicine and law. And she donated the land and building costs to build Portslade's first large school, now named Brackenbury School. She left a further £4 million in her will of 1873. She is buried in the Brackenbury Chapel at St Nicholas Church in Portslade, which she also built. We estimate her net worth today to be at least £20 million. Number 2 on the list is the only entrant living in the 21st century. Because Millionaires Row is within Portslade, and Paul McCartney once lived there, the former Beatle and musician makes our list. According to the Sunday Times, he is worth £800 million. Sir Paul has sold 700 million albums and has 22 #1 singles. Born in Liverpool in 1942, he wrote many songs about his local area. Had he been born in Portslade, we may have had Boundary Road instead of Penny Lane as a hit. And top of our rich list? You have to go back to 1066 and the Norman conquest of England. William de Warenne was a loyal lord to William the Conqueror. As a thank you for his help, de Warenne was granted vast amounts of land, cattle and manors over 13 counties, including land at Portslade, Lewes, Norfolk, Essex and Yorkshire. His wealth has been estimated by Forbes magazine at £104 billion. This makes William de Warenne one of the top 20 richest people of all time in the history of the world. He was a religious and generous man, building the vast Lewes Priory, which can still be visited today. De Warenne's son, also called William, built Portslade Manor House in 1130, and this was the start of the development of Portslade. You can find out more about Portslade history from 1066 onwards, either at www.portsladehistory.co.uk or by clicking on the video link.